You answered A for the majority of your questions. That just means I have 10 more questions to ask you, and then you will finally know which gang you belong in. So, are you ready to start? Again, just answer honestly. Try to give the answer that is true to your personality and not the answer that you might want to give instead, if that makes sense. Very good. Question number 1. A competitor of your current employer is trying to poach you. The salary is much higher there, but the coworkers you have at your current job are great. Also, the head of your department hinted that they will recommend you to the bosses when they retire. How are you going to make a decision? A. You weigh up all the arguments and assess the situation with a cold mind. Or B. You listen to your feelings. You always try to follow your heart. A or B? Okay. Question number 2. You want to do something drastically different to your hair now that you work from home. What describes you better? A. You might let people know you're doing it, but you get it done right away because you know what you want and nobody's going to stop you. Or you're going to get a lot of input from a trusted friend or family member. Okay. Question number 3. What's your first reaction when a friend comes to you upset? You tend to analyze and fix their problems to make them feel better. That's A. Or B, you tend to listen to them and be a shoulder to lean on to help them feel better. Are you more of a problem solver or a listener? A or B? Very good. Question number 4. When making a difficult decision, you can picture any difficult decision you'd like, which do you tend to rely on more? A. You tend to rely on logic and thought out facts. Or B. You tend to rely on emotions, on your gut feeling. Okay. Question number 5. When someone wrongs you, how do you tend to react? A. You don't really have time to worry about it for too long. There's other things to think about. Or B. You tend to hold a grudge more, sometimes actively thinking about revenge. A or B? Okay. Question number 6. What do you think a good leader should have? A. Strategy, education, and a plan. Or B. Compassion, flexibility, and charisma. What personality type do you think is more important in a leader? A or B? Okay. Question number 7. Your boss or teacher, whichever one, yells at you for something you didn't do. What bothers you more? A. You know you didn't do it. Or B. They're yelling at you in front of your peers. I think anyone would be upset about that. But what part upsets you more? The fact that you know you didn't do it, that's A. Or B. The fact that they're yelling at you in front of your peers. Can be a hard one to answer, I think. Question number 8. While driving, someone blatantly swerves into your lane, so you use your horn, and they flip you off. Oh, so rude. What describes your reaction better? A. You're mad in the moment, but you forget about it by the time you're home. B. You think about it all night in bed and maybe even the next morning. Very good. Okay, number 9. A friend texts the group chat asking for a ride to work, but you're going to be late to work if you take them. Your group chat has a lot of friends in it. Someone else is probably free, but no one's answering. What do you do? A, you wait for someone else in the group chat to do it, take them to work. Or B, you take them anyway and are late to work. Would you wait for someone else to answer, or would you take them anyway? Okay. Question number 10. This is the last one. When you realize you're wrong in an argument, yes, it happens, what path do you typically take? A, apologize and admit the other person is right. Or B, double down or dissolve the argument to avoid admitting your mistake. Don't you just hate that when you're in the middle of an argument and you realize that what they're saying is actually correct? All right, it's time for you to get sorted into your group. Your team leader is waiting to welcome you. Go ahead and follow the video, whether you answered more A or more B. Thank you so much for taking our A.S.M.R personality test.